Hello everyone, and we're going to do things a little bit differently today. Today is my 1000th video, so I figured that'd be a good time to change things up. I've done enough videos that were very similar, and today's a good day, like I said, to change things up. I'm a little emotional now, and I'll get to that, but I just got a chance to meet somebody. I actually did a house call, one of my very rare house calls. Really good guy. Everything was going great up until then. I met him. He's a police officer in a nearby town, and I agreed to meet with him. But there's a family cemetery very near there. When I left, I decided, hey, I'm this close. It was a 45-minute drive to go and meet him, but I figured, okay, I'm this close. Let's go ahead. It's a couple miles away. And you know, it's where my grandparents are buried. I have not been there in years, so it was an emotional experience for me, as it continues to be. God, I promised I was going to keep my shit together, and I'm just not doing it that well. But my grandfather was a man of the cloth, for those of you who don't know that about me. And his whole congregation since then is buried there. And I walked up and down every row reading the names of all these old people, as I figured they were from my childhood, and to see their names and the epitaphs and everything written on there. Of course, I was just a naive kid. I couldn't appreciate those types of people for who they were, all the doctors, the scientists, which they felt strongly enough to have engraved onto their tombstone. And it was just a very moving experience, and it made me realize that, you know, some of them, as I walked around the whole cemetery, some people were marked as Holocaust survivors. And I should preface this by saying it is Sunday, April 5th. We're in the middle of the corona scare that's going around. Everyone is sheltering at home, wondering how we're going to get through this. And we will. When you see the people who have lived through the Holocaust and other things, this is just one little speed bump in life. But I was encouraged as I walked around to be a better person today than I was yesterday. And I challenge all of you to be the same. Be a better version of yourself today than you were yesterday, and don't stop with that. Be a better person tomorrow than you were today. Just show acts of kindness. One of the things I really liked on one person's tombstone, by the way, he died at age 53, which is how old I am. But that portion of a good man's life has little, nameless, unremembered acts of kindness and love. I disagree a little bit. I think to those people he touched, they remembered it. Will most of humanity? No. But the people he did touch, they will remember it. Hopefully pay it forward. Make this place a little bit of a better place than how we found it when we leave it. So, that's it. I'm going to try and go back to being silly like I usually am. But you know, it's just tough going and visiting my great-grandmother, all the other people that, because she's buried there, all the other people that they were friends with, these names I knew from my childhood that I haven't thought about in so long. And there were several who were kind to me, and I was just a stupid little kid. Just expected people to be nice to me, because that's what they do. They do nice things, either giving you food or letting you come to their house, swim in their pool. When I was a kid, you know, we didn't have a lot of money, but my grandparents made sure to find ways. What's that old saying? Not having is no reason for not giving. Okay, get your shit together. But they found a way. They knew people through the congregation who did have means, and they would take me over to their homes and let me swim in their pool. And of course, you're just a kid. You kind of expect that as a daily life. You don't read between the pages. to know what's going on. But going forward, there's no excuse for me not to. So again, I'm sorry I'm so emotional today. If you want to go back, I forget the person's name. My college professor who taught me how to edge lenses and literally got me through school. There's no way I would have passed my state board exam and become licensed and professional in my field. His daughter died at age 13 out of the blue. She went to a hospital with a high flu. 24 hours later, she had died. The day before, she was just worried about homework or her bangs or whatever 13-year-old girls think about. She was on the soccer team. She was a healthy kid. Just somehow got a high fever, and this was before the corona scare. But it made me realize, appreciate every day that you have. And I cried a lot in that video because I was sad for him. And this is a person who, literally, I was one of the worst students in the class. I'm man enough to tell you. I was working a full-time job, going to school full-time. That's not an easy thing to do. I had other very emotional and serious things going on with my life that I won't get into, but it was just hard for me to concentrate on school with working full-time and everything else. But he was there to tutor me. I didn't have to go into my job. I was working at a mall. I worked 11 to 7 back then. He would come in at 8 in the morning. I would get there at 7:45 and sit on the floor in front of his office. And every day for an hour or two before he had classes, he would tutor me. And then I would go into work at 11, and it was with his help. He didn't have to. I mean, sure, he's a teacher, it's part of the job, but he could have done it during class, during other times, but I needed that help. I was not good at math. He was my physics professor and the lab teacher, and in my last video, you hear me talking about I made the highest score in the history of the state board in my state. Because if there's one thing I am, I'm stubborn, and I will sit there and figure out a way to make it work. I couldn't. Some people say they can't afford to go to school. My story was I couldn't afford not to finish school. I went to school late at life, and I knew there wouldn't be a very good future for me if I didn't. So I stuck to it, and I'm going to use some of that stuck-to-itness to ignore that. By the way, I wash everything down with alcohol before I ship and before I get started. So, all right, I can do this. I really, really can. I can do this. My 91% rubbing alcohol. Let me go. Let me get going here. You should have seen. I'm man enough to say I cried like a baby at the cemetery. No tissues in the car, but fortunately my wife has this stash in her door panel of every napkin she's ever gotten from a takeout restaurant in her life, and I was able to use those. So, okay, shall we begin? If I wasted enough time just babbling on. This one, video number 1000, is for Sam and Molalla, Oregon. That's fun to say, Malala. Of course, I was listening to the White Album on the way here. Obla-dee, obla-da, la 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 la, life goes on. And doesn't it? It goes on, Molalla goes on. So, Sam is getting the Oakley 5141 Deadbolt, color 03, the satin chrome, and the 52 eye size. Another first. These are my first Essilor Transitions Generation 8 blue lenses. They call it the Sapphire blue. He's got Crizal Sapphire on top. He's got so much sapphire in here. I charged him for so much sapphire. I need to go out and buy me a sapphire ring to put on this hand so it doesn't feel left out from that one. But let's go ahead and begin. Let's take your frame out of the case that Oakley sends it to me in. I rebounded quickly. Have y'all noticed that? All right, so comes with a hard shell carrying case. Comes with a cleaning cloth that doubles as a carrying bag if you don't want to carry the hard case around with you. Inside of that is the Oakley Deadbolt. It comes with a plastic sleeve on the left temple to protect the temples from rubbing together during shipping. And I'm going to put that on there when I ship to you. This is, hopefully my camera can pick this up, the Deadbolt. By the way, is this recording? It is. I see the blinking red light. Okay. This is the Oakley 5141, color 03 satin chrome, and the 52 eye size. Pretty cool looking frame, isn't it? There is nothing else like it. I like how these temple tips are screwed on with 2 screws right there. Those little Phillips head screws. Unique spring hinges, unique design on the front. It's called the deadbolt because I don't know why. But it does come with metal nose pads. That's pretty cool. I haven't seen too many Oakleys that I can recall that do that. So this is a first. It's got really cool things, a big slotted thing that looks like that screws on with. But this is the first time I've used this frame in a video, and I'll be very careful with it. So this is a titanium frame, hence the $303 price tag for that at the time of this video. I'm going to pop out the original demo lenses, put your frame into the tracing element of my blocker. I need to assign this a number. I haven't done that yet. I was preoccupied. I'd like to say I had a lot on my mind, but my mind doesn't hold a lot, so I can't use that excuse. So, you are Secret Agent 2588. The reason why I program everyone is that years from now, should Sam ever need new lenses for this frame, I can send him right to his home. He'll see how to install them himself. I'm going to hit the start button, and a little stylus is going to pop up, go around and trace the inside bevel of the right side of the frame before doing the same thing on the left. Here at freeprescriptionlenses.com, where everyone loves a bargain and no one is disappointed with quality. You buy any genuine, authentic Oakley frame, and you'll receive 1 free pair of clear single vision prescription lenses or non-prescription fashion lenses. My receipt has my federal ID tax number. So if you have vision insurance or unused health savings account flex dollars, you will get reimbursed for that purchase. Now, my website takes MasterCard, Visa, Discovery, American Express, but it does not take health savings account flex card. So you need to go to the contact me page of the website. There's a phone number there. Actually, better yet, email me. Let me know what you want. Tell me that you want to pay with a HSA card, and then leave me your phone number. I will call you to have a total ready and get you an itemized receipt that you can use for full reimbursement. Now, I am considered out of network for insurances, so you will get your out of network reimbursement back from me. That doesn't sound too good, does it? Yeah, well, a lot of times I'm actually cheaper out of network than it is when you go in network, because the places that take your insurance have to raise their prices so high to give you an insurance discount, and it's a sad state of affairs for the insurance in this country when it's cheaper to go out of network than it is in network. But again, it's the times we live. So that's the shape I'll be cutting. I'm going to move on to the next screen. I need to enter your pupillary distance, which is 31.5 for your right eye and for your left. So the computer starts at 32.5. I'm going to tap the minus button a couple times till we get down to 31.5. I'm going to raise the optical center up a minimum of 2 millimeters. How deep is this frame? How deep is this frame? How deep is your love? All right, come on, no Bee Gees fans out there, 45? Yeah, we'll keep it right there. And let's go ahead and mark that. I'll split the difference. I did 2.5 above, and we're going to cut at, sorry, did I move my head too fast for you guys, making it sick? 24.5. So now I need to get your lenses prepped. Your right eye is -2, -2.25 at 85. Turn the axis wheel to 85. Put it on power drum on 0. Put it on 2.25. I'm guessing this is the right lens. It is marked ARA. Which again is how some people used to say that when I was growing up. So I still say it. I'm thinking of my elders now today. I was really emotional there for a while, wasn't I? That's good. Believe it or not, I used to live a very unemotional life. I thought it showed weakness. And then I realized that, is that on the, yeah, that is perfect. How much in life I was really missing out on. That's what truly separates us from other animals, is our capacity to feel. And I was missing out on all of that. And now I think it's okay to be emotional. Of course, I found love with my wife, and she shows me it's okay to feel. What greater things can we do on this planet than to feel? One day we too will be turning to ashes. And it was a Led Zeppelin song. This is the mystery of the quotient, but upon us all a little rain must fall. And you got to take the good with the bad. With the pros come the cons. We all love it when we feel good. We should remember when we don't. But we also have to accept that. And this one is marked L, so I don't have to put that on there. And again, if you guys missed any of that, let me recap. Hopefully you feel a little bit of happiness and joy and laughter when you hear me say that joke over and over and over again. So, this is a block. Again, as I like to call it, Jenny from the block. I need to attach this to your lens while it is cutting. I'm going to put a double-sided adhesive sticker on there. The black side is the sticky side. We'll throw this onto the... place the sticker on there, then throw it on the first block. Look, I just realized I've been wrestling with my cat. I look a little bit worse for the wearer there. I think he won. I'm going to put that sticker on there. On the back, that silver button is a magnet. It's going to do its job twice. The first time it's going to attach itself to another magnet there in the arm after I pull the sticker away to make the black side sticky. I put those 3 dots on there because it tells me that it's oriented in there just perfectly. So let me concentrate, shut up for a moment, and actually do my job, because I forget I am being paid to work. I'll come in and cry in a video for free, but I'm still being paid to do this. So, the show must go on. Pull the paper away to make the black side sticky. Line up that magnet. Same pupillary distance, same optical center height. I don't have to change anything there. That blue cross is the geometric center of your frame, meaning if you were to measure vertically and horizontally, that's where it'd be your eyes just above that in inset. Hit that button. And now the block's going to come down and be placed onto the left lens. Now this is what's known as the edger. It costs $40,000. It weighs 200 pounds. I recommend everyone go out, buy their own, put it on your kitchen counter. Then you can cut your own lenses at home, and you won't need that emotional guy with the 2 thumbs to do it for you. But the actual cutting wheel is this diamond crusted wheel on the left. It's going to grind away the lens material until it's the final size. This wheel in the middle that has that channel, that's what's going to put the V-shaped bevel onto the lens so it stays inside the bevel of the frame. So I'm going to wake up the computer. Job ID number 2588. I'm wearing progressive, so I have to lift my head up to see that. That's why I looked over here. You are Agent 2588, or as I like to say, installment 2588 of my 330 million volume series of making a pair of glasses for everyone in America. Spoiler alert, stay tuned for episode number 330 million. I'm going to get really silly in that one. So, these are polycarbonate lenses. If they were plastic, high index plastic, or Trivex, now in full disclosure, Sam wanted Trivex lenses for his frames, but the Transitions Generation 8 are so new, at least in the blue, there is no Trivex version. So that's why we went with polycarbonate. He said, I notified him, he said that's okay, he's worn polycarbonate every other frame until then. He just wanted to try it, so he's going to have to wait a little bit longer. So, my grandfather was a man of the cloth, but he did a lot of art, sculptures, paintings, and he wrote 5 books of poetry. And one of my favorite poems by him is called Flight 80. He wrote it on his 80th birthday. And one of my favorite lines from there is, where's the joy of search if all is known? And same thing goes for you, Sam. He wanted to try the Trivex, but where's the joy of search if you get it so easily, so you're going to have to wait a little bit longer. That great voyage you're going on in life, you get to experience it a little bit longer, and you'll get Trivex one day. It just won't be today. So we'll stick with polycarbonate. I'm not going to polish the edge of the lens because it won't be seen. I'm not going to put a safety bevel on the front convex surface of the convex. I'm losing myself, but I am going to put a safety bevel on the rear concave surface of your lens. So I'm going to press the magnet on there firmly. Well, the sticker, I should say. Now the magnet's going to do its job a second time. It's going to attach itself to another magnet there in the chuck, or by now, you know I like to call it the Charles, because I just don't know this machine well enough to call it Chuck. I know, no matter how emotional I get, you're still going to get some bad jokes in there. So I'm going to hit the green start button, the door closes, the clamp shuts. The lens is going to be traced by 2 white styluses. Well, used to be white. They're starting to show their age. It's going around tracing the shape of the right lens and measuring the thickness of the lens at every point to know exactly and precisely where to place the bevel so you have the least amount of edge thickness showing. Now you will have some, because this is a skinny metal frame versus a plastic frame. How about, let's use, our shapes are almost the same. I wonder if I could take my lens out and put it in yours. Let's just see here. Let's just see. Which one is Oakley? That one, titanium. Actually, yours is a little bigger than mine. You know, but it's okay. I'm okay with the size of my lens. I'm getting counseling. Before, I would not have liked it, but I'm okay with it. I haven't asked my wife if she's okay with it, but I think my size is fine. We are talking about glasses, right? Okay, so Sam's is bigger than mine. What can I tell you? But there is water in the background to collect the optical sawdust that you see coming off the edge of your lens on the cutting wheel. Polycarbonate lenses cut dry, where plastic, high-index plastic, and Trivex lenses cut wet, meaning that water sprays onto the lens for the duration of the cutting cycle. Now, water will spray onto Sam's lenses, but only for the last 20 seconds to wash away that last little bit of optical debris that you see there. Now, as I mentioned, these are made out of polycarbonate, which is 40% thinner and lighter than regular plastic. They are virtually unbreakable. These are high-impact ballistics grade lens material that are same lens material that our soldiers wear overseas in combat zones in their Oakleys to protect their eyes from shrapnel, from flying debris. So if you notice your lens is completely flat around the edges, it's just going to double check itself, the tracing system again, before placing the bevel. Now, you also have 100% UVA and UVB protection built into the lens. We know what the sun's harmful ultraviolet rays can do to your skin. There in Molalla, Oregon. Your eyes are 8 times more sensitive than your skin, so you have permanent sunscreen for your eyes, unlike the lotions, creams, and sprays that have to be reapplied every couple hours when you're in direct exposure to the sun. This is permanent and never needs to be reapplied. Now, you also have 30 to 50% blue light protection, which is inherent in every transition lens. It was the very first blue light protectant lens. You also got the Crizal Sapphire. Now, Crizal is an anti-glare treatment. It's 3 treatments in one. The first treatment is that it reduces glare when driving at night, particularly driving at night in the rain, but from street lights, stoplights, computer screens, overhead fluorescent lights, and such. The second feature is that it reduces reflection. So when someone's looking at you, they're not looking at their reflection in your glasses. So it makes for much better eye contact. Plus, if you take a selfie, you're less likely to see the phone in your lens, or if someone takes a picture with a flash, you're less likely to see that. The third feature that I like, which is the practical side, it comes with the industry's hardest scratch coating. The machine that applies the Crizal anti-glare costs over $1 million. It takes over 24 hours to vaporize 8 different coatings onto your lens. By the way, be amazed while I open this door with my mind. But it takes over 24 hours to vaporize 8 different coatings onto your lens. And in between each coating, it goes through an acid bath, has to be air dried in a clean, sterile room. Yep, scrape off some of the last of that optical sawdust, also known as schwarf. I would say may the schwarf be with you, but it's not, because I'm scraping it all off. Now, I am very OCD in my cleaning. That stands for obsessive compulsive disarray. Once it's all collected neatly on the counter into one pile, then I wipe it on the floor. Now, let's see what we can do here. So I need a Phillips head screwdriver to loosen, to do a little bit of the righty-tighty in my whitey-tighties. Y'all want to see? But usually I have a tray over this. If you ever have to change your lenses out, get a baking dish. Don't get a paper towel. Get a t-shirt or a dish towel over that baking dish if you're ever having to change out lenses, because I have the frame upside down. I'm not taking the lens all the way out because there's no need to. These are unbreakable. Oh, I went Peter Brady there for a moment. These are unbreakable lenses. It's the pollen. It is. There's a lot of pollen. We got the pine tree pollen going on in North Carolina. But I'm going to tuck the lens in and make sure it snaps in. I don't want the screw head to fall out, but if it does, it's going to fall into here or in your baking tray. And I'm going to tighten this all the way, even though I may need to loosen that again. Why? You're about to see. So let's flip this over to L, because that screw head the 2 pieces did close all the way. Hopefully you can see that. If not, you can take my word for it. Flip that over to L, which is Latin for not right. Place the magnet into the Chuck, the Charles, the Chucky baby, the Chuckaroo, the Chuckarama, or today I'm calling it the Sam. Hit the green start button. The door closes, the clamp shuts. The lens will be traced by 2 white styluses, making sure again the left lens is large enough to fit into the left side of the frame. And you can see as it's going around tracing that shape. Measuring the thickness of the lens to know where to place the bevel for the least amount of edge thickness showing, of which it is minimal in a skinny metal frame. Although this does have an eye wire that's there, so nobody's really going to see that. Now I can also manually override that if I needed to move the bevel forwards. But wait, Seymour, you just moved your hands back. If I move the bevel forward, it would cause the lens to sit further back in the frame if it was on the front. If I move the bevel backwards to put it on the back of the lens, it would move it forwards. But who wants that? I mean, really. So, take this block off, use my hand-approved drying method, add to my sense of accomplishment pile. I joke and say I want a double wide coffin. I'm going to be buried with this, and who knows, it just might be. Turn the axis wheel back to 85, which corresponds to the fine-tune knob, the astigmatism correction of his right eye. I'm going to put that in at black dot, read the power, and see, that's why I'm going to actually, hang on, let me see one thing. If I do, okay. So, due to his higher than average astigmatism by barely, the lens being round is not in there perfectly. So I want to loosen this. This is something you don't see in most of my videos. This is a real eye-opener. And I'm going to rotate the lens ever so slightly in the frame. Now I'll tighten everything back. And I'm getting 3 crisp lines inside here. There's 3 lines that line up. If things were off, they would be literally like that. I know you can't see what's in there, but that's what I'm looking for. I'm on the -2. -2. Now you have 2 1/4 steps of astigmatism correction, so let me check for that. And we're at 4 1/4. 1 tick mark going away from 4, going towards 5. Because when you add -2 and -2 1/4 together, that's what you get, -4 1/4. If you don't believe me, if someone borrowed $2 from you, then they borrowed another $2.25, they would owe you 4 1/4. Now your left eye, you only need 7 steps of correction and only another full diopter, 4 more steps. So you're on the 7th rung of the ladder for your left eye, and then you're going to be on the 11th rung because you have a -175 here, another -1 here, and it's how we line those 2 curves up to make everything nice and crisp. Now a straight line is 0 to 90 to 100. For your right eye, we're going to turn that fine-tune knob to 85, just shy of the 90 meridian. For your left eye, we're going to turn that knob to 100, just 10 degrees past. We stop 5 degrees shy of 90, 10 degrees past 90 for your left eye, and that gives you 15 degrees of separation from Kevin Bacon's prescription. Now, the Oakley 5141 Deadbolt sells for $303 today only. No, a year from now, 2 years from now, Oakley may raise the price, which allows me to do the same. You get 1 free pair of clear single vision prescription lenses with the purchase of any frame. The Transitions Generation 8, I did have to do a price increase because Essilor went up on me. The Sapphire Blue is $99.99. The Crizal Sapphire, $139.99. Here's another first for a video. I'm tired of saying 99 cents and all of these things. So, my website is being rebuilt. Now this isn't going to help Sam, but in the future, I'm rounding everything to 0. I'm tired of change. That kind of change. So the price of everything will be going down. Eventually, I got to get that website built. Jigsaw. That's the guy's name who's designing my website, who watches my videos. That message is for you. I want you to leave a comment in the comment section below with an ETA. I was busting his chops yesterday because I couldn't find your frame. There it is. He's building a website for a neighbor of mine, and I was just asking him when that's going to be finished, but I told him, look, finish hers before you start mine. Yeah, so take a break from mine. So give me an ETA. Everyone else, leave a comment in the comment section below asking Jigsaw when he's going to be finished with my website. Now, Jigsaw is not his name. That's just the nickname that I give him because life is like a box of chocolates, but it's also like a jigsaw puzzle. Here we are going through life when You think you've got all the pieces, you're assembling them, you're forming a picture of your life. This actually ties in good with today's emotional experience. And you think you have a picture of everything, and then someone comes up out of the blue when you least expect it and hands you a piece of a puzzle to your life, and all of a sudden all those puzzle pieces come together in a way you've never seen them before. And that's what this guy did for me. He's changed my life in many ways and made me see things differently. Even though I was working on a certain puzzle, I thought I was, he showed me a better picture. I rearranged all those pieces of my puzzle, and so that's why I call him Jigsaw. And actually, I think in his video I made him a pair of glasses. I think I called him Jigsaw, maybe I didn't. I'll go back and I'm going to change the name of his video, and so you can go back and watch his. So I'm turning the fine tune knob to 100. Again, you have two curves on your eye, a spherical curve and an astigmatic curve. There is a stigma over the word astigmatism. It just means shape. It's like saying someone has straight hair, someone has curly hair. Nobody freaks out when you hear that unless they were bald yesterday. But it's how we line those two curves up, and we're going to line the curve up to, you have an X meridian and a Y meridian. And it's how we line those curves up to make everything nice and crisp. Let's read the power. Ooh, that one's dead on. I don't have to adjust anything. And I'm getting minus 175 going away from 0 towards 2. We're at minus 175. Check the full diopter of astigmatism correction. We're now at 275, one tick mark away from 3. Now, you have smaller amounts of astigmatism in your left eye and smaller powers total. Your right eye, you have, medically speaking, what's known as crazy stigs. That's a medical term. I'm not sure what it really means. But it just means the average person's astigmatism is 2 and under. So he's just one step above. See, he's like that. He's so average in his left eye. It's his right eye that people really like Sam for. They talk about it too. You notice Sam's right eye, it ties the room together. So, PD of 31.5 for each eye for a total of 63. Optical center height of 24.5. So I'm going to turn the card around. Where'd my pen go? I rubbed that off. Now let's do this scientifically instead of just eyeballing. Now let's turn back to 85 just because we can. I'm sure people out there, just turn the glasses blue. That's what I want to see. Okay, so now the dot's back on there. When we hold it up to the left lens, we're getting 63 millimeters. What did I say the optical center height was upside down? 24.5. So I'm going to turn the card around. And to the middle of the metal part of the deepest part of the frame, we're getting 24.5. 24.5. Now this is known as final inspection. I am a licensed optician, barely. Thanks to her father. Thanks to many other people who helped me get this far in life. But this is the portion in every video that as I clean your lenses, I mentioned that there's free shipping anywhere in the U.S. And Molalla, Oregon is still in the U.S. Still, always has been. Now, that's just fun to say. Everyone out there who's watching this and listening, go ahead and say it, Molalla. Molalla. Molalla la 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 la. Number 9, number 9, number 9, number 9. Okay, what's your favorite Beatles album? Beatles song. Can you say that? In the end, the love you take is equal to the love you make. Man. Isn't that true? So, alright, that's what your lenses look like. Oh, final inspection. Again, did I mention that I'm a licensed professional optician? Because I need to. This is the last part of final inspection. I'm going to get this in standard alignment, also known as a 3-point stance. The 3 points are 1, 2, and the bottom of the frame being 3. I set it on the counter and press down. There is no wobble. And when I say wobble, I'm part of that 80%. Of course, these are pilot temples, so there is no wobble. All my other glasses wobble like this Ray-Ban. I take it off and press down. They wobble on the counter, but they sit level on me. Now, we're going to do something unique here. I've got the Zeiss Photo Fusion Blue. My first time having a chance to experiment with the Essilor Transitions 8 Sapphire Blue, but we'll do that in a minute. But let me finish the inspection. Flip this over, press down. There is no wobble. Close each temple to make sure they overlap perfectly, and they do, that neither temple is askew like that. Check the tension on each spring hinge. If one was tighter, I would loosen it. If one was loosened, I would tighten it to match. Make sure the nose pads are the same distance. same angle. That one's got a little bit more of a wiggle than this one does. Maybe the screw's just in there tighter. Oh, there we go. It's just pivoting. It was all new. So, here we go. This is what your lenses look like before they have been activated. This is what your brain is like on drugs. No, wait, I don't have a fried egg. So, it takes about 30 to 45 seconds for transition lenses to darken, a little bit longer when you come back inside. About a minute 15. Now, all transition lenses will turn dark on day 1 and continue to darken every day for the first couple weeks are exposed to the sun. After that, they work for years at maximum performance. The only time, ooh, those look darker than mine, and we'll see in just a minute. Mine's more of a brilliant blue. This is a darker blue, and we'll demonstrate that. But the reason why they don't turn dark in the cars is that your windshield blocks the sun's harmful ultraviolet rays from causing your dashboard to crack from sitting in the sun all day. That's why they don't turn dark in a car. Now, they're also temperature sensitive, meaning they will get darker when it's 85 and below than they will when it's 90 and above. But I remind everyone, when it's 100 degrees outside, you're miserable, they're miserable. Nobody works 100 degrees, or 100%, I should say, when it's 100 degrees outside. I don't know how often it gets 100 degrees in Molalla, Oregon, but it is a possibility. So, now, the transitions extra active will get darker in hotter weather. They'll also get about 30 to 50% dark behind a windshield. There is no extra active blue as of yet. They just came out with the regular Generation 8 blue within the last couple weeks. So, and this is the first one I've gotten a chance to cut for. Now, let's go ahead and experiment. I'm going to play a little bit of catch up here. Let's go ahead and do my Zeiss lenses. Now, I have a purplish hue on the outside of mine because I was trying the Blue Protect. Every other pair of glasses, I have the Crizal Sapphire or Duravision Platinum, because I like blue. Even on my day off, wearing a blue shirt. And now let's go ahead and activate mine. I mean, now that mine are out. Look, there's smudges on mine. Look at that. I could have cleaned them before I activated them. So here's a side-by-side comparison. I may have to do one more video of that. So the Essilor Generation 8 is a darker blue than the Zeiss. So if those of you who want a more brilliant, more in-your-face blue, there's that. If you want a more traditional, darker, deeper blue, there is that one. Both mounted into an Oakley, roughly the same size. Again, Sam's is bigger than mine. We talked about this, don't you remember? But those are the two options you have now with photochromic blue. A couple years ago, I couldn't do a comparison. Actually, more than a couple months ago, I couldn't. But finally, they're catching up. Let's see which one returns back to clear first. That's a whole nother video, but I can keep talking while that's happening. My arms are going to get tired. But do me a favor, like this video, subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't already. Click the bell icon so you can get future notifications of frames and videos as they become available. You can follow me on Facebook or Instagram as Free Prescription Lenses. On Twitter, it's Free RX Lenses. And again, I am an authorized Oakley dealer. I should have said this a long time ago at the very beginning, but of course I was on that emotional rant at the time. But I can get any as an authorized dealer, I can get any Oakley frame that you want. So go to the Contact Me page of the website. Let me know what model number, size, and color frame that you want. I'll check on the price and availability. Finally, someone yesterday did just this. I always mention, can you upload a picture of your prescription? Tell me your pupillary distance and what lenses you want. And I can really tell you how fast everything will take and the exact price of everything. So, they're actually turning about the same. That's good. Getting to the same intensity. His lenses are minus. They make the print behind it smaller. I'm a hyperope. My lenses magnify. His lenses minify. His is already big enough, so it makes everything minify. Mine, I have to magnify everything. At my age and all the condition that I'm in. But I think they're turning back at the same speed. That's pretty cool. That's a good side-by-side comparison. I think I just might have to do one more video of just this before I get these shipped to, say it with me, Molalla, Oregon. Molola. I don't know how, Molola. I don't know how you say it. Sam, is that how you say it? Sam? Either way, okay, am I getting silly? I was emotional there for a while. Okay, I've been back to my old self. I'm back to let you know I can really work them down, groove them down. How's the song go? Again, yeah. practice. That's how you get to Carnegie Hall. But that's it. Sam again in Molalla, Oregon. Thank you so much for the purchase of the Oakley 5141 deadbolt. Let me put my look backwards through my lenses. Color 03, the satin chrome in the 52 eye size. And that, with the newest Transitions Generation 8 Sapphire blue lenses with Crizal Sapphire. And now hopefully everyone else has gotten a chance to see how I bring that love and feeling back to glasses. Thank you.